Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Ashley's Treasure, and I haven't been able to work on my project the last few days. I end up getting sick, and it's not COVID or anything, so don't worry about that. You know, I tested and made sure, you know, I took, to find out like all my symptoms, and it's just a really bad cold. And it's been so long since I've been like actually sick, like, you know, illness sick, and it's been since like February of 2020 is the last time I was really sick, so it was bound to happen eventually. But yeah, so I've been like sneezing and coughing, and oh, it's been terrible. So I haven't really been able to do much. I literally been just pretty much living on the couch trying to get better. But yeah, this is where I left off when, you know, I cut these out from the Snail spell book onto the Snail Man hardcover, and I kind of like how they turned out. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Although I did miss a spot here because there's like a little like vein here or whatever, and you know, like all these little like pieces, you know, going out from this like vine. So I did do a little part there to cover that white spot. You know, like there's two little ones here, but I don't think that's too bad. I don't know. I might go back and, you know, cut those parts out as well. But those are so cute. But all I've done, because it's not exciting anyways, is that I've been going through all of the signatures. I only got the last one to do, but I've been going through all of them and distressing all the, you know, edges and everything. And this time I don't normally use this one. I've been using the old paper. Normally I don't use that one, and I'm kind of glad that I am because I hardly ever use it. I always used frayed burlap, and then until I started getting walnut stain, and I'm like obsessed with that one, and I use it on everything. I only got the mini ones of the walnut stain, so I got like the refills. I refill it like a million times. I should just get the big one. I need to do that. But I like this one because it actually gives kind of a green look, and it goes well with, you know, all of these. So the greens, sorry, my snuffy nose. I'm so sorry if you hear that. But yeah, I've been like darkening all the edges on everything. I should probably get these books out of the way so you can see easier. But yeah, distressing like all the edges on these, you know, all them, and down the center, you know. So that's all I've been doing is like distressing all the edges, you know, down the centers, you know, in and out. It's not too exciting, but, you know, giving some of them to look more aged. You know, I love the way how it looked on here. You know, all on these. It just like completes it instead of just blending in. You know, it kind of makes it stand out, but still blend in, you know. But yeah, I love how that looks all the way around it. So it looks so much better now. These ones I did not do the line ones because those ones I'm debating about just kind of like doing the coffee dye thing, but with spray inks instead, because I want to make these green and yellow. Since I did just the regular printing paper, these ones I did because I was going to do coffee dye and ran out of coffee, so I was doing the sprays to it. So I think I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm just going to do sprays. If I kind of want that, I don't want the little dots and everything necessarily. I kind of just want it to blend. I don't know. I'll have to play with them, but I still have them where I want them right now. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I haven't got really far, but it takes forever and ever distressing all of the edges. So it's not really like you missed out on anything. But because I'm doing 5 signatures, I'm down to the last one. Finally yesterday I'm like, okay, I gotta stop because my finger was starting to hurt going like stressing it constantly. But I was gonna look through some more books and see if there's more things that I can fussy cut out of nature things, because I'm still, you know, short on snails. I can't find snails, and I thought I had more. And I remember I didn't look through this one. This was the Golden Book of Nature and Crafts, and I was trying to remember if there was any snails in here, but I remember there was like chipmunks, I thought. They're feathers. My goodness, how has your last few days been? Mine has been so crazy, it's not even funny. One of our vehicles finally took a dump. It gosh, it's been like over a week now. It's been a couple weeks, I think. My husband was going to work, and he was almost to work, and he had to stop at a gas station. It's just down the road from his workplace, and because the front of the car was steamed up, like steam was coming out of it. And then when he turned it off, he couldn't turn it back on. So he got it towed all the way back in our town, and then had somebody, you know, check it out and figure out what was wrong with it. And we thought it was the alternator because it keeps like draining the battery. And like, no, it's working. And, you know, the battery's fully charged. It's not the alternator. And they got it working again. And they had it for like 5 days. And it's like, geez, oh Pete's, because it was hard because I was driving, you know, waking up super duper early and then driving my husband all the way to work because his job is like half an hour away south of town. And then, you know, during busy hours like that, everyone's trying to get to work at the same time, and during rush hour, oh my God, it's ridiculous. You're going 25 the whole time, and oh, it's ridiculous. It takes like an hour to get there, it seems like. And then I had to hurry up, get back to the house, get my son ready, you know, change him because he slept the way there and the way back, you know, hurry up, change him, get him ready for school, and then take him to school. Oh my gosh, it's just been so crazy. And then pick up my son and then drive all the way back down there and pick my husband up. And I just been driving, I was driving everywhere, and I'm like, I can't take this anymore. And then, you know, this week, because it started Monday, I started getting sick. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done driving all the way down there and all the way back. And so I called the school and see where their bus routes was, and found there's a bus stop right next to us, and I can walk there with no problem. Granted, we're not that far from the school. I could walk there with no problem, but I don't know if my son could because he's so young, and I don't think he could handle it. But yeah, that bus stop is right there, so that's no problem at all. It only takes a couple minutes to get there, to walk there. And so we've been doing that, although I was kind of worried because he's never been on a school bus before. I thought he would be like freaking out, because normally that's why I've been driving him to school, because they suggest, you know, their very first year to drive them to school and back, because so they won't be afraid of that, to get them used to it, you know. And he actually did really good. And he was excited because, okay, he always calls himself number 1, and then he calls Daddy number 2, and me number 3. Yep, I'm number 3. And then his uncle's number 4, and then Papa's number 5. But it was funny because he always calls himself number 1. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's good being, you know, confident of yourself, calling yourself number 1, I guess. But his bus is number 1. And he's the first one on the bus. And he's the first one off the bus, so he thought that was just the coolest thing ever. And luckily, one of the girls that sits at his table in his class also rides the same bus as him, so that was kind of cool too. So he's actually been really excited, and I was so shocked because the first day, my husband was like freaking out, thinking he had to pick him. I'm like, babe, you don't have to pick him up. The bus is dropping him off, and we can walk. We walk here all the time. So like, he's like rushing home, and we're like halfway back walking home, and all of a sudden he comes and he's like honking. And so we get in the car, and we're asking him like how he liked it and everything. And my husband's like, hey, tomorrow, do you want me to drop you off to school? Do you want to ride the bus to school? And he's like, because, you know, Daddy's, you know, his favorite, you know, he loves Daddy time. So, and you would assume that that's what he would say, but no, he's like, I want to ride the school bus. So that made me feel so better. And he chose the school bus over Daddy. So that is huge. So that has been working out pretty well. The car, oh yeah. So what happened was, okay, we brought the car back, and he was driving that car, and then I was driving, you know, the other one, and with my son in it. And my husband texted me like, I'm gonna get the oil changed just to make sure, you know, on our way home. And we have an oil change place which is right across from us, the road. I'm like, okay, you go there, and then when we get at the house, you know, because we had to go grocery shopping because we were gonna go to there, which good thing we didn't. We were going to meet at the house, you know, and just use the good car, you know, the good vehicle, and then go grocery shopping. Well, while he got the oil changed, you know, you had to turn the car off, they do the oil, then you start the car back up and leave. Well, he went to start the car back up, and it wouldn't start up. It started, and then it just went, and it died. And he's like, are you for real? I just paid for the towing and everything. I just got it. Like, literally, it was only been a few minutes and it already broke down again. And so they look at it, and thank God it was right there. Thank God we didn't have to get it towed or anything. It's a good thing he did that instead of going to groceries or anything. But yeah. So it's just been sitting there, and they're saying that now it is the alternator. And they're like, yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, but it's definitely the alternator. And that's why it's been acting up and everything. So we are doing that. Oh, I need to cut that out. Cut that down there too. So it has been interesting. So yeah, I've been having my husband use, the good car to get to work and back. And then I've been having them just take the bus and back, which is good because I would not be able to do that whole driving all the way down and back and picking up my son and back and forth. It's just, while being sick, oh my God, I would not have made it. So thank God for, the school bus station, the transportation office. I called them and I'm like, I'm kind of in a pickle right now. And they're like, oh, no worry. Like, we already had him in the system. We already got his address and everything. His spot would be here and everything. And it worked out. It was so easy and everything. So thankful for them, and they had room they still had enough room on the bus. They could have him. So it worked out fantastic. So thankful for them. I think I want to take this whole page up. I really like it. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Yesterday was a crazy day because I think my husband, I've been sleeping in the living room trying to make sure that my husband doesn't get sick. And I think he's starting to get it. So he took some, NyQuil or whatever. Not last night, but the night before. And, so he was sleeping hard, and he ended up falling asleep with his phone instead of setting his alarm, putting it on the phone charger and setting it aside and just getting to sleep. He had to fiddle on his phone, and he ended up falling asleep, and his phone was in bed with him, and he ended up turning, and somehow he ended up laying on his phone. So his back was on his phone, and apparently 1 o'clock in the morning, his door got broken into. It's so terrible. I can't believe people would do that. But the problem is, he was laying on his phone and he had it on silent, so it only vibrates. But you think that the vibration would wake him up. And he never heard it until he woke up at 6 in the morning. So they've been calling him for 5 hours trying to wake him up. But then he was so out because of taking that NyQuil or whatever. And he closed that night too. So he only got like 6 hours of sleep and being sick and then taking that NyQuil. It was terrible. But he's heard that. He woke up here and that, and he's like, are you kidding me right now? So he hurries up, showers, get ready for work, runs down there and found out what all happened. And apparently they were they seemed like two young guys. One had dark skin, one had white skin. They broke the sliding doors, and the gate, pushed the gate and everything, and broke all their stuff inside. There was only one certain thing that they went after. They tried to steal all of them, and then they hurried up and got out, and they drove off and found out that the vehicle that they stole was also stolen. And then they went through a red light and crashed into the what do you call them, the street sweepers, and crashed into. Luckily the street sweeper was fine, because they're a lot taller and more well built, but apparently they damaged the vehicle that they stole, and so they left the things that they stole in there and ran off, which is good. So they got a lot of their stuff back, but found out that there were still some things missing, and so they think that one or two of the things that they were stealing they still have because it's missing. But luckily the one for sure that they stole is already broken, but they still need it back. So it's just a complete mess, and I'm just like, what worse can happen right now? And then yesterday, when I didn't notice it till yesterday when I don't know when this happened, but yesterday I was waiting, because we're for my son, because, you know, I'm waiting for the bus now, and it's in the middle of two banks. There's a bank on both sides. Well, I stand next to this one, and I was looking at this one because there was this weird white car with this guy in it. And, you know, you have the drive-throughs, you know, to the bank or whatever, where the ATM is and stuff. Well, he's going in there, and then he's, like, backing up, and then going again, and then he's, like, going here, and, like, circling back, and then doing all these weird things, and then finally he, like, backed up into this, like, little parking spot in the corner, and I'm like, what is this person doing? He's being really suspicious, you know, like, what is going on? And then he backs up so I can't see his license plate, so I couldn't get any, you know, much information out of it. So then I started looking, the ATM part, you know, where the drive-thru is, it looked different. I'm like, what is wrong? And, like, I don't remember it looking like this. It looks like they pried, you know, the black part, you know, that plastic part or whatever, off. And then there's, like, looks like somebody vandalized, and there's spray paint all over the place. It looks like CA something. There's, like, all things all over it. And I'm like, what is going on today? Like, what is up with everybody? I'm like, see, this is why I don't like living in the city. I don't understand why people do things like this. It's just kind of makes me sick. And then it, you know, I don't like the feeling of having a kid and, you know, living with things like this happening. Like, it just drives me nuts. Sorry, I had to vent. So all this stuff happening, the whole car situation, being sick, and all these shopliftings and vandalism going on, I am done. And then me being I call myself an artaholic because I can't live a day without doing something to arts and craft. And I've been going crazy not doing any artsy stuff. So I just been distressing the edges so I have something to do. I didn't want to, like, sneeze all over my work and make it all yucky, so, you know, I was, like, banning myself from doing anything at first. I think that's all I'm going to find out of that one. Love this one. Thought maybe I can find some stuff in here. Oh, I love that cardinal. I love everything in this page, in this book. Still looking for snails. I never knew snails was going to be so hard. Oh, I could get that little mouse. That's really cute. Oh, good, and there's nothing there. Oh, these would actually be pretty good, too, for the garden. I know I want that little mouse, though. Oh, and there's a little bunny. That would be great, too. What's on the other side? Okay, there's nothing. Sorry, I'm trying not to do the whole sniffle noise, because I know that's disgusting. I don't know how I can still have anything. I had so much stuff come out of me. I don't know how it's possible to have any more stuff come out of me. And my voice probably sounds a little funny. Oh, where's my other scissors? I don't know. Oh, it fell. So I hope your last few days has been better than mine and not so ridiculous. There are little bunny in the snail garden, so that is so adorable. I want to add that. That's a good color too. I have to put that right there. I thought I got like a mini cutting board thingy. Where did it do with it? I really need that to like slide under the pages and cut. Try using this. This is some thick cardstock. Because I don't want to cut into the flowers on the other side. Here we go. That works. And see? It didn't go through and it didn't hurt the flowers. I might come back though and use some of those. I have to look in the children's book again to see if any of those flowers are in it. Those are more wild ones. See, I already got so many butterflies. I don't want to get too many butterflies. Oh, there's a snail. Oh my gosh. You are coming with me. Oh. I don't know, should I like cut all those out? That's on there. I'm not gonna be able to get that flower because that's what I need right there is a snail. Looks like I won't be able to use those 2 flowers. And I do know, Snail, you are coming with me. Make sure that paper's under there. Sorry if you hear me breathing hard. Because my nose is still kind of stuffed up, so I've been like breathing through my mouth. And then, you know, it makes your mouth so dry. I'm drinking fluids like no tomorrow. And hard to believe. I don't know if you're having any problems where you're at. There's been like a shortage on water because being in the city, we don't have well water. You know, we got the city water, which is terrible because I am actually allergic to it. Because all the chemicals they put into it. I'm allergic to the chemicals they put into it. You know, I'm okay, you know, bathing in it, you know, taking a shower, but, you know, I have to be really careful. I can't cook with it, you know, I can't drink it, you know, stuff like that. So we have to buy water being in the city, which is not fun whatsoever. But, yeah, apparently certain stores are having shortage on being able to get bottled water. So and having a hard time, and then, you know, I'm being so dehydrated and so thirsty because, you know, breathing through my mouth more, being sick. Ugh, it's been terrible. Finally, one of them had it again, and you were able to get 2 of them, and they were the 40 packs of bottled water, so got 2 of those, and then he was able to get the gallons of water, and got the distilled one for our aquarium for our fish, because that's the other thing, we can't use faucet water for our fish because of the chemicals they put in it. Kills our fish. Another thing I hate living in the city because where I used to always live, we had well water, so I never had to worry. I just use water from the faucet, you know? But you can't do that in the city because of the chemicals they put, especially 2 years ago, they really amped it up, the chemicals they put in it, because it killed, because at first I wasn't even thinking of that because I wasn't used to that, and it killed so many out of our fish. I was so heartbroken, and we found that out, and so fixed all that up, and it's a mess. So yeah, we got to use bottled water to do that. And, you know, like my tomato plant that I never luck out on, you know, I have to use, you know, actual bottled water to water it because, you know, it'll absorb, because if I use the water from the faucet, it'll absorb the chemicals, you know, and you'll be eating the chemicals, which would then make me allergic to the tomatoes. So I have to use bottled water to water my tomatoes. So I've been using the distilled water to water them. Ugh, it's just been so frustrating. I don't know. That cricket's actually kind of cute. Just then, yeah, I can cut him out. Wasn't there a frog in the book too? I think there was a frog. I have to cut those froggies out. So yes, it's been quite an adventure here lately. Sorry for me ramping. Had to vent, I guess. Oh, and then my dad, his neighbor, I wouldn't really, she's not old, but, you know, she's older than my dad. She's been having problems with her power. And, how am I gonna do this? It's been acting up lately, because I think she got, like, shortage from one of the storms that they had. They had a really bad storm. And so sometimes, like, her power's, like, flickering and stuff, and, it's a mess. And, So my dad looked through, because he used to, you know, he's good with all the electrician stuff, but he's been helping her and looking through her stuff, and he looked at her, you know, power fuse box and found out she's never updated her fuse box, and that's one of the reasons why she's been having so much problems. The fuse box she has, they haven't made since in the 60s, so it's old, if not older than my dad. And I have no idea how it worked. Oh, there is frogs there. Okay, so I will clear out the frogs. Or the toad. So yeah, I don't know how it's been working this long, to be honest. And it is so corroded. And it's so disgusting. There's like bugs and like just gross things all over it. I don't know how in the world she was still having power for all these years and how she got it to get that bad, because she doesn't understand that stuff and know that stuff. But yeah, I found out that she was gone. She was seeing her daughter. Was it a daughter or sister? And that's when they had that bad storm. And when she came back, it was acting up even more. And so her lights kept on flickering, like, you know, the light in the garage. And then finally it just stopped, the light in the garage stopped working. And then, you know, sometimes the lights in the house it was just kind of being weird. And then one night, all of a sudden, she's not even cooking and her stove starts smoking behind it. It's like, what in the world? So she hurries up and turns everything off. She, you know, calls my dad, and my dad pops over and he turns everything off, you know, and found out it's because of her fuse. You know, it's so old and corroded that the fuse, you know, wasn't turning off. And so that's why it was like overheating and the smoke was coming out. And oh my God. And so now we're worried because of that happening if it melted her wires, you know. So now they have to, you know, redo the entire fuse box, redo all of that, all brand new and updated. And because of it, you know, going through the power cords, so now they think that they might have to redo that because we don't know how much damage it did, and plus it's so old anyway. So now they got to redo all her wiring, redo her outlets, and it's just a hot mess. And then Consumers Energy came, and because they had it working, because my dad was using power cords temporarily until the electrician comes from his garage into her house, so she could only use, you know, like one thing at a time. Luckily, her water pump and her heater to it is run by gas instead of electric, so she was still able to get water and, you know, hot water, so she could still shower, you know, and make her coffee. But, you know, that's what my dad said, you know, be careful, you know, only use one thing at a time. You know, if you have the TV going and you need to make coffee, you know, turn the TV off, then use the coffee. Only use one electric thing at a time, you know, don't be using multiple things, you know. But yeah, she so freaking out over it all, you know. So she calls her daughter, and her daughter has no idea what's going on. She lives far away, and so her daughter calls Consumers Energy, and then of course Consumer Energy sees it and they turn everything off. So now she doesn't have water, she doesn't have anything. Ugh, it's just a hot mess. So they are still getting the electrician, and he's supposed to be coming next week, and we'll see where it goes after that. I hope it goes well, and I hope her insurance will cover it, because, oh, I can't imagine what all they're going to have to do. But yeah, all that kind of electric stuff is just, she doesn't know. You know, that's not her territory. She's really good at cooking, though. She makes really good stuff. She always stops at the house, and she always makes big portions, you know, so she can't eat it all, so she always gives it to her neighbors. She's such a sweetheart, and she loves my son. Oh my God, she spoils him, because all her grandchildren are too old now. So she's been giving a lot of their toys that she has at her place to my son, and he's just loving it. I like those mushrooms. I have to leave a sticky note there to remember in case I need more mushroom. Oh, there's a stick bug. Katydids. We've seen those. They are so cool because they look like leaves. We had one like at our sliding glass door. I had a chair out there, you know, so I could sit and, you know, watch my son play outside the sliding glass door, and we had one of them on my chair, and it was so cool. So I put it in like a clear glass container, whatever, temporarily, and it had the vent thing on the top so it could breathe, you know, just so he could experience it. And then It was only for a couple hours. My son came home and showed him, and then we released it, and he just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And it was a young one, actually. It wasn't that big. Oh, that one's good. Use that one. So yeah, everything's been going crazy over there, and my dad's been helping her out as much as he can. It's just been a hot mess. It's been a hot mess everywhere. I hope everything at your end is going much better. I want that little chipmunk. Oh yeah, and she, my dad's neighbor, she spoils the chipmunks and squirrels. Like every day, she gets like sunflower seeds and all that stuff and feeds them. Well, found out they'd been like living in her house practically. And I think some of the power problem might be because of them. You know, they chew everything. They're cute, don't get me wrong, but oh my god, they are the worst. They chew on everything. Okay, good, that didn't get the birdies. So yeah, that's been a nightmare. And the more my dad looks into like her water pump, there was like, I don't even know how her house is still together, because there was like acorns and sunflower seeds and you know, the, what do you call it, the installation, you know, there was like pieces of it all fuzzed up because, you know, chipmunks and probably mice, for all I know, had been making little homes down there, and that's not good to have around your water heater. Like, I don't know how it didn't start on fire, to be honest. But yeah, it's been that crazy. And like my dad's saying the same thing with her electricity and, you know, finding all these things and how corroded stuff is. Like, I don't know how her house is still standing. It's quite amazing though. It's a really pretty dragonfly. I really like that. This one right here. Yeah. I prefer the dragonflies over the mole. I can use my scissors on this one. So sorry about the sniffles. It gets me every time I do it. I hate it. I'm blowing my nose nonstop. Not too many of those. See, there's really pretty flowers here too. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying not to hoard everything. Some of these are like, oh, they're so pretty. I don't want to use this. Then I'm like, I'm getting better. I'm pushing myself. I'm like, use it now because when will I ever? Ooh, there's berries. Definitely use that. Yeah. Because of the garden. And then our weather has been wonky, you know, because there's wasn't there more hurricanes? So like it was finally starting to cool off here, and now it's in like the high 70s getting up to the 80s. So like in the morning it's like in the high 50s, and then during the day it's in the 80s. So I've been having the hardest time dressing my son in layers. So he won't get sick. Oh yeah. Just never ending. There's another mushroom there. And I'm gonna put a sticky. I think definitely there's a lot more in here that I can use just in case. I am going to keep this near me. There's even mushrooms on there. There's another dragonfly there. So in case I need more stuff, I can use that. A second, I need to blow my nose. All right, I am back. Ooh. I thought I saw like a little chipmunk or something in here. I know there was some animals in here. I love those turtles. Oh, there is a turtle in here, but this is really big. Should I use the turtle, one of the turtles? I don't know. Because I was looking for turtles. You know, I could use him. I love him so much. I think I'm going to use him. Should I take them both out? I don't know. Oh great, now we hear the landscaper. I hope it's the older guy because he does a lot better than that young girl. I think it's his niece or granddaughter. I don't know. Or, yeah, not niece. I think it's his granddaughter that helps him out, which is great, but she doesn't do the greatest job in the world. And she waits too long, so when she goes to mow, it just like lays the grass down. It doesn't really cut it. Yep, she's the one out right now. Great. And then she doesn't take, once they're done mowing, because I'm on the bottom floor, so we got our little patio area out there. And after mowing, you know, the grass blows all over it, so they take the leaf blower and the weed, while they got a weed whacker and then mow. They do one or the other, whichever way they want to do it. Then after that, they get the leaf blower out and, you know, they go and blow all the stuff back out. Well, she skips that part. So I've been keeping a broom out there and keep brooming it. I just broomed it yesterday. I'm gonna have to do it again. And then because of the whole thing that happened yesterday, my husband, they thought that they had everything cleared. You know, they knew what all was stolen. So he's getting ready to come home, you know, so we could take our son to his karate class. And then right before, when I was just getting, you know, my shoes on, getting ready to walk and pick up my son from his bus stop, he called back. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it because we just found out that there was more. I found out that they stole the broken one too, so. I already got birds. I wanted this little chipmunk. Yeah. I love this little chipmunk. I love him. He's so cute. They're so stinking cute, but man, those little varmints, they can really destroy your house. They chew through everything. My dad got a new wheelbarrow, and the handles, they chew through it. He got a new hose, and they chew through the hose. Like, what is up with these little things? They got more than enough food because of our neighbor feeding them every day. Like, why are they chewing through everything? Ugh. Little stinkers. I think that was it that I'm gonna get out of here. I think all the other stuff is like more historical photos. What is that? Is that supposed to be a platypus? But its legs are long and it's got like a beak. I still need to read this. Ooh, I love that robin though. Oh, yeah, why not? I can do this in like a little tag or something. And there goes the lawnmower. Oof! Did not want that to happen. Didn't expect that. Hopefully there's nothing on that part. And the paper is like already colored. You see that? Can you see the difference between the white and like how aged this page is? Love it. And I thought I had something in here that I might be able to use. I thought there was like, because it's in a garden, so I thought there were some, actually those moths wouldn't be too bad to cut out. I thought there was like vegetables or berries or something in here. I'm debating about cutting those moths out. Oh, there she is. And that's the other problem why not all the grass grows cuts because she goes one direction, but then she doesn't go back over it through the other directions. So it just lays all the grass down and it doesn't cut it all like it's supposed to. Oh well. We've been getting so many clovers outside. So my son, he keeps grabbing one and then he gives it to his daddy, trying to give his daddy luck because how crazy he's been at work lately. And he's like, here daddy, I got you a clover to give you good luck. And I just thought that was the sweetest thing ever. And he did that all on his own. He thought of that all on his own. Oh, he just melts my heart. There is some raspberries here. And some carrots. I could use the carrots. Oh, and there's a cabbage there. That would be great. So where's my little piece? There's not really anything on this side. It would be easier taking the little page out, but I think I'm just going to fussy cut the parts that I need. There are potatoes, but it's kind of hard. You know, I could shape them into potatoes. I'll cut the potatoes out. Got raspberries, potatoes. I definitely want the carrots because that, you know, is in the garden. I do not want that eel. That's the other thing I had a hard time finding was vegetables. Garden vegetables. And then I want this cabbage or lettuce. I don't really want the orange because you don't really get oranges in this type of garden. I don't know about the wheat, 'cause that's more in like a farm than just a little garden. I think I'm gonna leave the wheat there for an actual like farm journal, especially since I got the Bopsy twins. I can use that, and that. So yeah, so now I got some cabbage. Anything else in here? I do like those flowers. I think I'm gonna cut those flowers out. Oh, did I read my paper already? I did. I like these little leaves too. I should probably get my more fussy cutting scissors. I do better with these scissors. There we go. We get into all the places better. That's nice. Linen is made from the stalks of a plant called flax. Flax grows in cool, moist climates. It was spun and woven into cloth long before cotton. Ancient Egyptian mummies were wrapped in it. Nowadays, it is used mostly for towels and table linen. So, you know, some people might have that in their garden. So I found some goodies. You know, I got these 2 giant turtles. You know, I got all of these. I might use that caterpillar, you know, flowers. I found another snail finally. I think I'm going to be doing doodles, drawing some snails. You know, mouse, you know, raspberries. You know, I got some garden food, you know, carrots and fruits and veggies. Cute little bunny. You know, dragonfly, another bird. I finally found some chipmunks. You know, a little grasshopper. And now I found some toads or froggies, I mean, that I can add into that. So I am going to fussy cut these more. And thanks for putting up with me. Sorry that I'm sick and I haven't been able to do much, but hopefully I'll get better soon and we'll be able to do more. But yeah, that looks a lot like that turtle there. I'm so excited. But don't get sick. And I hope everything at your end, I hope your days are going a lot smoother than mine, a lot better. But yeah, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for putting up with me. I had to vent a little. So talk to you later. Bye.